So, yeah, this player beats, tripe again. I mean, he's like, he's not like wanting to get it, and I don't think he's actually, listening to my whole video. I don't know. And it's like he's making these comments, where he like just look at this. He's made like four comments and was like, man, come on, why can't you just make a video response and just be uh, just so that you can show like the whole context, like I read your whole comment, and again I try to understand the context, and you know rather than this just spewing your shit in the comments. But anyways, whatever, we'll start with your crap. So basically, I responded to his initial comments, and I've made the video. If anyone is interested, you can watch that. It's called Player Beats Tripe, yeah, and it's just Tripe. So this is what he commented. This is his first comment, I guess. Can't end suffering if we are dead, man. We have the power to manipulate the universe if we are alive. Uh, can't end the suffering if we are dead, man. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. We have there's suffering on Earth, and if human beings go extinct, then yeah, the suffering. This. I mean, we're the yeah. You're right. We're the only ones who can end it. Yes, who can end it. That's the whole point. End this blight on Earth. End this. You know, this construction of a DNA molecule that is creating waste in forms of suffering in preposterous numbers. Yes, we're the only one who can end it because we can recognize it. So yeah, and we have the power to manipulate the universe if we are alive. Like, how are you going to manipulate the universe? What are you going to do? What is this? Like, what you're going to what like travel the speed of light or travel even faster than that? What are you going to do to stop time or something? What are you going to do? How are you going to undo it all? You can't do that. I mean, come on, it's just too stupid. You seem to believe you can predict the future. No, I don't. I can't. That's the whole fucking point. We can't. It's so fucking risky, and we should be risk averse and recognize that, hey, what we do know that this shit has been going on for millions of years. This carnage, this blood, all this, you know, uh, the gruesome pain that sentient beings have gone through is because this life keeps on perpetuating. It just keeps on going. So yeah, I can predict this much, that if we, for example, blow up the planet in some way, uh, yeah, I can predict that there won't be suffering on Earth anymore. Yeah, that's a reasonable prediction. And I can also predict that something stupid's going to happen. The more this shit goes on, The more life perpetuates, something stupid's going to happen. So yeah, I can predict the futures in these basic, the basic reality that we can observe. But I'm just saying that, hey, the uncertainty again. You don't counter argue the main point that the uncertainty should not uh, make us want to, oh, let's take the risk. It should be like, fuck, no, this shit could get fucked up. We can fucking, you know, uh, if we uh, let go of this opportunity that we have now, we have recognized it. Uh, this shit could get fucked up. I mean, the world could have been just, been ruled by dinosaurs if it weren't for an asteroid. I mean, do you that's the thing, right? This is the whole thing. That's why we should cease to exist. How can you say suffering won't be alleviated? I'm saying if life doesn't perpetuate, sentient life doesn't perpetuate in the future, you won't need anyone to alleviate any suffering because there will be no suffering. You don't need to fix Mars. There's no need to fix anything on Mars. There's no suffering when there's no life. How can you say life won't just come back again? I mean, this one's like, so like this one's very stupid, right? Like, oh, we can't be sure if it won't happen again, so yeah, let's just let it continue. Let's just let this shit keep going on, because we don't know if we uh, uh, press the off button to this, then maybe some some magic will happen and the off button will just automatically in some magical way get you know in a trillion years go back to on, and this will start to happen again. I mean, that this is stupid. This is where you'll just start to go to the multiverse crap and all this bullshit that, oh, there are universe life happens, although we only have the evidence that this is the only evidence. It's so improbable. It's just an accident. It happened once. That's the key thing. It happened once. We have no evidence for it happening ever, happening anywhere, mm, where we can observe. And now if you're saying that, then either you have some evidence or you're just making shit up out of your ass. And that's what this whole multiverse thing is. It's just a made up shit. So okay, and then he commented, and your negative is just a deprivation of the positive, and two question marks. What do you mean by this? Like, negative is just a deprivation of the positive? Uh, just? What do you, like, why is just? What are you? I'm saying that the deprivation is a negative state of being for a sentient being who's alive. Yes, deprivation is a negative state of being for the being who is alive. Obviously, yeah, that's the evidence. So, he, if and the positive, the if you relieve the deprivation, that's a positive. Yes. That, so you're also saying the same thing. What is this? This is mush. Negative is just a deprivation of the positive. What? Negative is real. Negative is independent in the sense that it's your positives will you can at the end of the day you'll always have this, you're just comparing it, right? You know, what would be the, uh, where would your imagination lead? But the suffering is the real, oh fuck, this shit happens and it fucks you up. So the positive is just a relief of your negative. And it's real, it feels good, it feels good when you like you have, I don't know, you have an upset stomach and you take an NSAID or something and the pain goes away. Yes, it feels good. Obviously, it feels good. And it's a good thing. It's a positive thing because it gets rid of a negative. I mean, come on. And what is the true positive? Like, what is an intrinsic positive? That's the thing, there is none because there's no need for this. There's no need for life. There's no need for the Martians. You understand that argument? The Martians don't need to exist. And same for the Earthlings. They don't need to exist. That's why you can't make a net, an intrinsic, some magical good. There isn't none. It's so stupid. Fucking idiot. Like everything you say is just a bias toward life being negative, man. How do you not realize this? I'm saying the negative weighs more than your. First of all, I'm not agreeing that there's something as a true positive. But even if you can, let's just hypothetically say there's some whatever positive that you haven't, like, you can't define. Let's just say it is, but I still have the argument that the negative weighs more. Like, you if you're if you have to, for the for a euphoria, if you have to go through for a euphoria of an hour, if you have to go through, I don't know, 10 minutes of excruciating, you know knee jabbing pain, it's not worth it. You can understand that, and the best euphoria is you being relieved of that pain. Once you're sick and you start feeling better, it feels very good because it's better. You will compare it. So it's just like, you're always going to find some way to make it better for yourself, or for this whole, like, even for the whole, like, theoretically how you live a productive life. You want to make things better for the whole, you know looking over yourself and looking at the game for the you know as a rational human being, putting your personal biases out of it. And I'm putting that out of it. What do you mean I'm biased towards being negative, man? What? Just because I have like, I could be, I don't know, dancing right now, or I don't know, be smiling all the time, or whatever you want to say, and I can still say this stuff and recognize it, that yeah, this is the truth. The negative is way, way more valuable than your whatever positive it is. The prevention of the cancer victim is more valuable than the prevention of what? An orgasm? What's the positive? This is what you have to recognize. Prevention of the negative is more valuable than the prevention of a positive. That's the reality that we're stuck in. You can't, pretend it's something else. So how do you not realize that? Okay, so then you know, not all pleasure comes from pain. That's a fallacy. What fallacy? And I mean, how how is that a fallacy? Not all pleasure comes from pain. I didn't say the word pain. I said the deprivation. You know, a sense of you're feeling kind of you're having an okayish moderate and just going through your day and you know you find $100 on the floor and oh it's a surprise it feels good. So I mean I would still it would be in the same category as deprivation, but I mean come on, most pleasure is just the removal of your negative, your need, your the want. You only like food when you're hungry. You won't like if you're sick. You won't. I can put your favorite dish in front of you, but if you would be sick, you won't be hungry for it because you don't need that. So yeah, that's the thing. You have to recognize most of what matters. You the need for comfort, the need for it's cold. I need to be in a heated place. You know I need to have my convenience you know met. Convenience needs met. You know I have my phone. I have my Wi-Fi. All this this shit ain't all free. Everything has a fucking price. It's fucked up. This is too messy. It's too messy. That's one fact. Life is too messy to play with. So don't play with it. Just just end it. So that's a fallacy. I how is that? If you didn't you failed to explain that. Okay, then he says a desire isn't suffering. I don't know how you can argue that. A desire isn't suffering. A desire is a state of you know uh, uh, an unfinished, I'm not complete, or I again I'm deprivated. I'm missing out. you know and I want to I or I'm missing out. My ego is saying no, I can go. I can't. No, I can run faster than this, or I can do this better than this. So my ego is saying that, so I have a desire to gratify my ego, and it's all just it's it's all just the brain. Your brain is creating these needs, and you have to always be you know going. Just yeah, just. I have to get there. I have my I have to get this orgasm. I have to fuck that bitch. That kind of shit. It's just it is because you're in a state of need, and that's a negative state. If you're wanting something and you can't get it, you're in a negative state. That's a negative. It's you, again, I don't use the word suffering for it because I don't like suffering is like gruesome. It's brutal out here. It's fucked up. It's just it's just using the word negative to put it in put it all in just one category. So this is how I'm arguing that, and it is basically a negative state of being, a being in a being who has a desire is in the desire isn't being met, is in a negative state of being. But when it gets met, it gets the positive state because it relieves the negative. But guess what? It comes back up again. And this whole fucking cycle, this is what you gotta recognize. This whole fucking cycle is stupid. It doesn't need to exist. It's insanity. You know what is insanity? Doing the same shit over and over again and thinking that you'll get a different result. That's insanity. So don't do it over and over again. I guess that's just your subjective opinion. Whatever. Subjective opinions. Is that a rational argument? Am I suffering because I don't own a Lamborghini? I wouldn't say that. But the fact is, some people are. There are. You will find people who are this, fucked up. They say, "Fuck, I didn't have the. This guy has." They're so competitive. Like that guy has the Lamborghini and I don't have it, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck, their brain is going to get, you know, go get the Lamborghini. You have to get the ego is gonna come, and that's a negative thing. That's not a positive. That's a negative. So, yeah, of course you're not suffering because of that, but hey, if I, you know, take your, you know, food away for a day, then you'll be suffering. And there are beings on this planet who are doing that, who are experiencing starvation and hunger every moment as we speak. So, you're going to, I mean, come on, Lamborghini and this, you really want to compare that crap? I wouldn't say that. Okay. So, yeah, there's one more. I'll concede I made some probably not great arguments in previous videos. I was kind of brain fogged. Uh, okay. I'm not certain life will cease to exist. Oh, now you're backing out, right? Because yeah, this is the fact, right? This is once you understand this fact that immortality for this life on planet Earth is not possible. It just won't happen. It will cease to exist. That is a fact. And because once you realize that, then you're stuck with the question, hey, why the fuck are we prolonging this cycle of suffering every day? So, but my point is, we can't prove life will ever go away or that nothingness is the result of death. What? We can't prove life will ever go away? I mean, this is so stupid. What do you mean, proof? We have reasons. We have good reasons to believe that. We don't have control over this game. It's all just mechanical bullshit, and it just, you know, it will end. And nothingness is the result of that. Obvious, I mean, come on. Answer me this question: where were you 100 years ago before you were born? You were you were, I don't know what atoms. What were you? You were nothing. You were experiencing nothing. You were, you did not have any need, and that's what you will experience once you die. Obviously, because you know why you experience this reality is because you are alive, you're a conscious being. Hey, these are the facts. I did not make this up. A brain creates consciousness and sensations and and an illusion which makes you feel, and it's real. So once the brain shuts off, there's no such thing as plays or player beats anymore in this sense. Over here, it's gone. This, the brain is gone. It's boom, done. Nothing, nothing. Once you go, when you're asleep, when you're not, when you're presumably you're not dreaming, when you're asleep, nothing. When you're, I don't know, I've taken anesthesia for some surgery or something. Yeah, you're, or got a concussion or something. Yeah, that's experiencing nothing, because your brain is fucked. It's it's gone. And once it switches off, it's best. And we can, humanely go out by going to sleep and not waking up. That's the best outcome for any living being. Sentient, conscious beings do not deserve this existence. There's the It's too risky, and we have very little control over it, and it's going to end. So why prolong? Why create the need to fix a mess when we can just not make the mess? Don't make the mess, you won't have to clean up the mess. How do you not get that logic? It's so, how would you say that your logic of, no, we should, you know let's read what he says. So the only 100% true way to end suffering is to advance the human race and technology. Use our power as an intelligent sentient being to alleviate suffering for all beings, rather than just kill ourselves when it could easily just happen again. Like, what are you making this easily just happen again? There's just one DNA molecule who did all this crap. It took billions of years, but it was just one. We don't have there's just one neuron, that happened. It's not easy. It's it's very, very improbable, but it just, it happens when there's uh, billions of years. It might happen after billions of years, might. And even then the odds are very low, and so you're good to go once you end this, and the evidences for the existent uh, beings on earth, their suffering. If you end that, you end suffering. That's what we can end. We can't, we don't have this power to, this, whatever, this technology. What are you going to do? 100% true way to end. Again, you don't end, you're making it and then you're alleviating it. You're not ending it. You're just creating this cycle of happening in the universe for no fucking purpose, of suffering happening and then alleviation. Suffering, alleviation, suffering, alleviation. This doesn't need to exist. And you haven't done it yet, so you can't make the argument. You haven't made your technology, whatever. Rather than just kill ourselves, like, why is not killing ourselves the logical, you know, outlook you should have when you look at reality, uh, w- without your personal bullshit? So yeah, it's stupid. For all beings, yeah, extinct all beings as well, like, obviously, just end this blight on earth, the evidence we have. So then he says, think about potential conscious alien life forms. Potential conscious alien life forms, there's no there's no evidence, there's no reasonable evidence to believe that crap, that could exist and experience suffering. Yeah, uh, how are you going to, that, and this could be your delusion as well, and for your delusion I could torture your these, you know uh, animals, all these animals, and all this crap that's going on every day for another million years, for your delusion that, oh, there might be alien life forms who could experience suffering. And in the end, you'll find out, oh, we can't do anything because we can't get out of Earth. We don't even have, we can't make that fucking technology. And we haven't done, like, you're just, this is just fantasy now. Oh, fuck. Conscious alien life forms. If there were some intelligent aliens, they would be coming to the same conclusion that I'm giving you. They would cease to exist. They would say it's best that we cease to exist because this shit doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't need to exist in the universe. It's too messy, it's too risky, it causes too much harm, and it's just not. Don't mess with it, don't play with it. Fail safe wins. If you truly believe what you say, you should want to get help for your depression. I mean, like, fuck you. You want to make these personal arguments, you should want to get help for your, you know, delusions, for your mental illness that, oh, there we will go and save alien life forms. Fuck you. I, I, I can get all the help I need. I know what, how to, tweak my brain. I can, get some sugars in me, and yeah, I'll be good. I won't be feeling, oh, I'm so down. Yeah, that's. But again, this is not a this is so bullshit. And advance the human race forward. Yeah, advance this hypocrisy that happens, that you see every day, of, oh, my pet is so cute. I don't harm my pet. Oh, let's go eat a chicken sandwich. Yeah, let that move, let that shit move forward. No, fuck you. This human race has just made this shit even worse. I'm trying to, maybe in the future somebody might, just who'll be rational will, you know, might get it, and they'll realize all, they'll get it, and they'll say, oh fuck, this is stupid. This is insane. Why do we need to keep redoing these same stories over and over again? These same tragedies, the same drama, the same story that your parents played. This is all so stupid. Like, and even the, oh, I'll whatever, do my own shit, and it doesn't. You, you're just chasing your addictions, and that's the fact, you're that because you are alive. So you need to get help to, you know recognize reality, that Hey, we're an addicted psychology. Human beings are an addicted psychology. You know, they value bullshit, and the core of it is they're the main the the things that matter. Once you look at the game from let's dissect the game, the whole game, and you see what it's really about. The things that matter are you know the beings who are experiencing torture, and that's that's what you, that's the imposition. So if you can't make tomorrow without with zero of those, if you can't make that, you don't have a right to impose that. What are you gonna say? We're addicted to it? I don't care. It's still the logic. I mean, yeah, like really, this is philosophy, right? We're talking philosophy, and if you're going to make the practical arguments, yeah, obviously, right now, idiocracy is on the roof. Like, what is going on in the world? It's a lot of mess, and it all seems so futile. Like, oh fuck. Once you put your feet in it, and you're like, let's start, you know, scraping this shit. It's like, holy shit! It's so ingrained. It's everywhere. So yeah, I'm just saying, if you want to be intellectually, logically honest, this is what you have to recognize, that yeah, ceasing to exist is you know, it should be our emergent, it should be the logical outgrowth out of all of the delusions of life. Everything that has been sold to you, all the bullshit that they shoved in your brain when you were young. That's the thing. Once you get rid of all of them, this is where you have to lead. And it's not like, go, yeah, let's just all go and kill ourselves right now or whatever. It's like, let's recognize the fact, and, you know, start getting serious about it, and be like, hey, let's end this. So, yeah, but we can just throw the snowball and see if it, let it roll and see where it goes, whatever, that kind of shit. So, human race forward, else you are being a hypocrite. I mean, fuck you. Point out the hypocrisy. And not everyone's happiness comes at the expense of others. Uh, how much? Like, I can say, mm, for the the 20% of the population on earth that is feeling happy, and 80% are grinding, and they're deluded. There are deluded people in the grinding category as well, as because they're like, oh, we like to bend over and get fucked by the capitalist structure, so they're somehow for it. I don't know. So yeah, that's fucked up too. So yeah, what's the number, like 80-20? Like where, what is your happiness? And okay, this is what he says. People enjoy helping others. It causes mutual happiness. So, I mean, again, helping. That's the you've pointed out the you've help. If somebody needs help, right? The need is a negative state. So if you Again, theoretically, this is how you live a productive life. Productive is a positive thing, and it's, you help others, and that's a good thing, and it makes you feel good about yourself. Actually, let's get to the real thing. It makes you feel good about yourself. I recognize it's a good thing that's happening on in it of itself, in the sense that it caused, I can't say it caused an actual good, but yeah, the idea is good, of of wanting to help others. The idea is good, but feeling good about it is just feeling good about yourself because you did it. And even those people who are like, who don't tell others about it, even they're just feeling good about themselves because they're like, yeah, because they say that, oh, I'm not gonna show that I'm, even they, that's their ego, right? I'm not gonna show people that I'm generous, I'm not gonna uh, I'm gonna pretend like, that this is, I don't do it because I feel good about myself, and that's what the brain does. The ego makes you, you know, and it causes mutual happiness. Yeah, exactly. Everybody feels good, and it you feel good. You feel good about yourself because you helped someone, and the person who needed help, they felt good. So yeah, it's mutual happiness because it's mutual, you know mutual needs being met, mutual needs being satisfied, mutual desires, the wants, the and a good thing, a good idea uh, of acting to help others. That's there's a need for that in the existing universe. So yeah, that's a good thing. But because it's a bad thing, there's a bad thing. You're making the, don't create the need for help, then you won't need to help someone. Don't create the houseless, don't create the mentally ill, don't create the cancer victims, don't create the all of the, you know the the torture that animals go through. Don't create any of that. You won't have to enjoy helping or fixing that, you know so you get, this is, you have to step over your ego. So mutual happiness forever. Humor is free. I mean, yeah. Look at what happened at the Oscars. Humor is free. What is this? This is such a cliche. Humor, ha ha ha, jokes. I mean, even there, like, you're you're sort of like, you you get addicted to listening to someone, or like, or you have, I feel good when I'm with my friends and we're joking and we're talking shit about others, and we laugh at others, and yeah, it's good, it feels good. I mean, come on, really, that's what you're gonna put with mm, a sentient being being boiled alive? That's what you're gonna put? Humor is free? Get real. This shit won't go anywhere. So stupid. Just, just let it go. Let your delusions. Don't let the delusions that you have about your life, that or your notion of what human beings of what human beings will do in this life. Don't let your delusions, let you escape the fact that we're heading to a brick wall. That's a fact. We're not going to something something to look forward to. No. The reality is there's nothing to look forward to. There's just the more this continues, the more stupid is going to happen. More wants, more. Again, the Martians are winning. Don't you? You have to try to understand this. The Martians are winning because they've prevented all this crap. And you think that we human beings need to exist because there's some happy moments that we will miss out if we don't exist. But then why aren't you arguing that for the Martians? I mean, if you're being intellectually honest, give your argument for, to create the process of evolution on Mars. Create this capitalist bullshit exploitist, you know. Lying schemers, assholes, you know. That doesn't need to exist on Mars. Come on, that definitely doesn't need to exist. So yeah, they've prevented all of this. So they won, and they're not missing out on any pleasure because they're not in a state of need. Just like you were before 100 years ago, before you were born. You were not in a state of need. And that's the key point. It's. I mean, you. Let's let's say let's make a reasonable solution. Let's say extinct all the animals, gracefully, and just leave a few humans on Earth, and they'll do your, alleviation on suffering, on potential, future, future suffering, whatever that may be. Yeah, just very few. Okay, let's let's agree on that. I don't need to exploit these animals. Don't need to make wage slaves. Don't need to make all this crap. Just work on your technology. You few phantasmagoricals. You live and work on your technology, and that's it. Just and how about just why if you really care about alleviation of suffering, why would you even subject those human beings to, yourself to that? Why don't we just make program AI robots, and they'll go out and in the universe, and they'll alleviate all the suffering wherever they see. So yeah, the what's happening every day, that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. It's not worth it. We're not doing anything worth it. Worth the suffering. We're just playing a game in our heads. Like, this is the point. You have to step over your psychology and look look above it, and then realize, hey, and honestly look at yourself, and hey, I'm just playing this stupid game where I'm just, you know, oh, I'm a good person, oh, I'm a civilized person, oh, I'm a this, or I'm a that, or I'm a vegan, or this, or whatever, like, good things and bad things. So it all doesn't need to exist. So just get over it. And it's all just, don't you people get bored doing the same thing over and over again? Isn't it boring? I mean, come on. You're too addicted. I think that's the problem. You're too caught up in your personal choices that you can't look over it. So